world. Welcome to Hot Mess Radio. Thanks for tuning in today.
It's kind of like Hot Mess Video.
It is Hot Mess Video. I'm Jen Lance.
I'm Christy Alosio.
And we are coming at you live from Fishers, Indiana. No, we're in Carmel.
We are in Carmel.
I live in Fishers, but Carmel, Indiana, from the Family Tree Counseling Office. And we are here to talk to you about the benefits of self-improvement. We know that therapy is not a word that it's not a buzzword.
No, I think people have such a stigma about therapy, although, crazy people are not the only people that need therapy. I mean,
Yes.
Everybody needs therapy. Therapy isn't always about fixing crisis situations. Therapy is about just improving yourself, improving your life.
I think it would be really great for people to change the word therapy to healthy changes.
Yes.
Or switch that mental thought.
Yeah.
Therapy is healthy changes. It's not, everything about me needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it doesn't mean there's just like this huge thing going on with you that has to be fixed. It's about just improving your life across all areas in small ways.
Yeah, so we're talking about self-improvement.
Yes.
And 5 reasons why you would really benefit from self-improvement.
Yes.
Because people don't realize that they would actually benefit from doing some personal work.
Absolutely.
We were just having this conversation a little while ago that in our careers, people don't necessarily seek us out to talk about our therapy work. And
Right.
so we were talking about, well, why is that? Why don't we get approached more by people close to us about what we do? And, I think one of the issues in the word that we kept coming up with was crisis, that not everybody's in a crisis all the time in their life.
Thank gosh.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
Woo.
thank goodness. And so when people think about therapy, they think about, I need to be in a crisis
Right.
to actually go see a counselor and go to therapy. So we don't have people seeking us out. Well, let me ask you your opinion on this. But when we talk about a certain issue,
Right.
people pipe up and people connect and people are saying, oh yeah, that's my life, And
Right, and the problem with that is if you wait till it's a crisis, then it's 10 times harder to fix. Like,
it's true.
when I come in and somebody comes in with marital issues, say, and it's like kind of at the beginning stages, and not that there's not a lot of work to be done, because there is, but it's a shorter path where somebody comes in and they're filing divorce papers, and then they decided not to, but they're going back and forth, and they're at that point, then oh my gosh, it's like, okay, doesn't mean it's not fixable, but it's a lot more work. So the problem with waiting until it's in crisis is you're actually making it harder on yourself.
Well, I was going to say, too, when you're in a crisis, you're focusing on the crisis. You don't get to do the actual self-improvement
Until
work.
the crisis is done.
Until the crisis
Right.
is over, which could be a really long time. So think about it as preventative, or think about it
that's
as,
true.
oh, hey, I'd like to make my life a little better.
People exercise physically before they get sick, because
Exactly.
they're trying to keep themselves healthy, keep themselves from getting sick, getting diseases. Therapy can be the same thing. It's like come in and do your preventative work before something in your life blows up.
Yeah, so you would do physical workout, same thing. You need
Right.
emotional workouts,
You do.
too.
Yep.
So we love some emotional workouts.
We do. I will rock your world.
We're the Jillian Michaels of therapy.
So we thought of 5 reasons of why you need personal improvement of how you can benefit from coming in and doing some preventative work.
I don't like this view, by the way. These videos do not really work for me, but whatever. We know people need to see us, so.
Okay. So first one is, not sure how to respond to that. First one is to improve your relationships. And when I say improve your relationships, I am not talking about just your marriage. I'm talking about your marriage. I'm talking about relationships with your children, with your parents.
Ding, ding, ding.
With
I'm
your
bang on the children one.
Yes, with your siblings, with your friends, with your coworkers, with everybody.
Well, and what's interesting about it is a lot of times if you are to casually talk to someone about what's going on in their life,
Right.
there are relationship issues.
Yes.
Whether it's a coworker, whether it's a spouse, whether it's, oh my gosh, my kids are driving me crazy.
Right.
It usually is an interpersonal
Right.
problem going on. And so if we feel better in our relationships, we're going to feel better.
Yes.
there's going to be a big, relief for us. And so that should be the number one, I think, benefit that you understand is that, oh wow, my relationships can actually feel better.
And I think so many people come in to see me so focused on their significant other relationship with their spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend. And, I think what they learn through working with me, at the end of the day, they're like, oh my gosh, like the stuff that I learned isn't just going to help me with those relationships, it helps me across the board with all my relationships.
Yeah, it's like a symptom. The relationship problems are a symptom of other things going on.
So if you can fix the other things going on, you're going to improve your relationships across the board. And to me, that's just going to increase your quality of life and decrease your stress and anxiety tenfold.
Yeah, exactly. Quality of life is a good word because we all want to be happy in the time we have here.
Right.
So. Okay, the next one is career.
Yes.
How many people experience job stress or wanting to change jobs or not knowing what they want to be when they grow up?
Yeah,
and it causes a lot of stress for people.
And I actually have clients who kind of use me as a career counselor because, again, it's all interrelated. It's all very connected. It's about getting in touch with your deeper inner stuff that will help you figure out what would make you more happy in your career.
Yeah, and guess what's happening in your job that's stressful? Coworker issues. She hit it on the head over there. Boss issues. How many times do people leave a job because they can't stand their boss?
Yeah.
Guess what? Do some self-improvement work. You're going to learn to manage the issues with people that you have to come in contact with every day and find a way to work with.
And then sometimes I think with the work thing that comes up for me too, that I work a lot with people, is people get stuck in that yes ma'am, they can't say no. And that falls under their codependent stuff, which, you hear codependent, you think more of your relationship, where, you can be very codependent at work and you're the one that's always staying late and everybody else is out of there at 5 and you're there till 7 or 8 because you can't say no. So that's another, not just with your relationships, but how do you kind of self-care at work? And
more balance.
More balance.
Having boundaries, making work and it not being your life, which people struggle with.
And how many of you, be honest with yourself, are married to a workaholic or are a workaholic? That's another whole issue too. So, and although to the outside world that may not look as bad as like alcoholism or something in a marriage, but it definitely can be. If somebody's a workaholic, it's going to cause the same issues.
Yeah, and if you have your identity wrapped up in your work, which is what workaholics do, then what would happen? No wonder it would be a crisis if you lost your job, because then it's like I have no foundation to fall back on, and I am worth it, and I am somebody without my job. And so, being able to do some self-improvement work means that work is not who you are. And that's so healthy for people to find that balance.
So number 3 is a word that I hear 50 times a day. If I had a dime for every time I heard this word, I'd be on the beach with a little drink instead of sitting here.
It's okay. With a margarita.
Is anxiety. Coming in and doing some personal improvement work will decrease your anxiety. And a lot of people, I think the number of people on some kind of medication for that is just astronomical. And the problem is it may help with the anxiety, but it causes so many other issues. They have bad side effects like sexual, desire decrease, and or they've just kind of like numbed out. Yeah, which they don't want to be. So it's like, so come in and let's work on your anxiety so we're you can, I think there are always going to be some people that need medication, but come in and work on your anxiety stuff and let's see, because maybe we can get you off of some of that stuff and you don't have to deal with all the stuff that goes with it.
And it's so interesting too, because from my experience, anybody that does self-improvement work, one thing that they will say right off the bat is that they feel less anxious. Even if they have not fixed a problem, they feel less anxious because they've actually done that emotional workout. They've been able to sort out what's going on, where it's not festering and building up, and oh my gosh, they're gonna, crawl over the skin, or they're gonna want to, drive their car into a tree. That's really what anxiety is that buildup of having these unresolved feelings that are overwhelming.
People can't let them out.
People can't let them out, and so people have no idea how. And I'm not saying it fixes the problem, but how much better it can feel almost immediately for your anxiety level to be able to say, this is real, this is what's going on in my life. Not conversations that you're having with your coworkers, not conversations that, you're on the sideline at your kid's soccer game, you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so overwhelmed. No, you're talking about what kind of cleats your kids have, and, things like that. And so
we want to put out a good front to everybody, so people don't want to talk about
yeah,
what's real.
exactly. So,
So that
you
it builds
can
up.
really decrease your anxiety level just by coming in and saying, okay, I don't even know what I need to fix, but I know I got some stuff going on, and I'm just gonna get it out.
So, number 4.
Intimacy. Oh my gosh, the word intimacy kind of can make people squirm a little bit. I
Yes.
like to use the word connection.
Okay.
For my lighter, intimacy is scary because let's be honest, everybody out there has intimacy issues. Yes, you. There's not one person I've met that does not have intimacy issues. I'm a 10, she's a 4.
Whoa!
Rockstar.
Bus.
Intimacy.
Runner.
No, but that's the truth, is that we all have intimacy issues.
Yeah.
And so what it really means is that we have a hard time knowing how to connect with people, and it really starts with ourselves. And so self-improvement work means you're going to make a better connection with yourself. Christy was talking about earlier that when you can get in touch, like with the career counseling stuff, when you get more in touch with who you are, more in touch with what your needs are, then that's more connection with yourself, which is going to leak out. And so that more connection with yourself means better connection with other people.
You can't be real connected or intimate with other people unless you're real connected with yourself. It's just not possible. And so people come in here all the time saying, we don't have any connection in our marriage, and it has to start with you. We got to figure out, why are you not connected with yourself, and then it will be able to work on it in the marriage.
Yeah, so don't even think about crossing that bridge with your mother or
Kids.
spouse or anybody yet. Come in here and say, for some reason my connections are not going very well, I need to figure out what's going on. And that will improve if you do some personal work.
And number 5 is the best one.
My favorite.
Fun. You will have more fun. Think about if your
gosh,
relationships are better, your work is better, you have less anxiety, and you're more connected. What does that equal?
You're going to enjoy your life so much more. I mean, I know I'm a mom of 3, she's a mom of 3. It is not, and we're working, it is not easy to call our lives fun.
Oh, come on. My life is fun all the time. What's your problem?
Denial. But that's what, but that, we have to start creating a new fun. It's so much easier to have fun when you're not in, the throes of work, when you're not in the throes of parenting. I mean, it was a lot easier when we're young and dumb in our, young 20s, or when we didn't have the responsibilities of life, to find time for fun. And we get disconnected from what fun means, and then it's like we're scrambling. We're just scrambling. And being able to do some self-improvement work, you're going to find enjoyment again, because you're gonna have less stress. You're gonna feel better in your relationships. It takes all that negative energy or anxiety or stressful energy, whatever you want to say, and you can put it towards the things that you really like about life. It's like living intentionally instead of always being reactive to what's going on.
Yeah, and I think I work with so many people that are just not very good at self-care, and so they always put everybody else before them, and then they don't have any fun. And having fun is an important part of life, and it makes you a better wife or husband, it makes you a better parent, it makes you a better friend, and sometimes it's important to make the time to do that. But then a lot of people suffer from guilt, and so it's like you've got to work through that to where you can make fun part of your life and be okay with it.
And I wanted to say, all my moms out there, that if you are not living your life where you can enjoy it and you say life is fun, you're not giving that gift to your kids. They're not going to find life. They're not going to know to find the fun in life.
Right.
And we all want our kids to be happy, and we all want to teach our kids what it means to enjoy, the time that we have here. And so if you're miserable because all these things are weighing you down, then you're going to be teaching your kids that, which is not good. And it's what I call an unintentional consequence, because we're teaching things that just by modeling. So find the fun in your life again, because you will pass that on to your kids automatically.
So
yeah.
So those are 5 reasons you should come in and do some personal improvement, and do it before the crisis kicks in. And
we don't want you in your crisis.
No.
We want you when
we'll take you in your crisis, but it's like working out. You got to do this before.
And we got to get excited about learning about ourselves. People don't get excited about that. Learning about ourselves is so much fun.
It is so important.
It really is.
It feels good.
It's fun to know who I am.
Yeah. It's just, and you're more comfortable with life. You're just, every day just feels like I am so much more comfortable in my skin and who I am, and that is just a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, and if you can wake up and know what your challenges are and be like, I know I can predict how I'm going to handle it. I know how I want to handle it. I have goals for myself. I have limits that I need to pay attention to, and then all of a sudden life is easier.
And I know where to go if I can't handle something, and I know how to work through that.
Yeah.
So.
There's no reason not to come in and do some self-improvement.
Mm-mm.
Thanks for listening.